Hi everybody, today we're going to work on a project about space. We are going to be showing that we understand how to demonstrate space in a two-dimensional work of art. But we're actually going to do a little something fun with this and turn it into a 3D piece of art. So I want you to take a rectangular piece of paper. I want you to fold it in half, up and down. And then open it up and fold it in half, side to side. I'll make sure I line up those fold marks so that it's a nice, even fold. I always crease that really good with my fingernail to make sure I've got my fold. So we're going to be talking about space. And we've talked about space before. This is not a new concept. We are going to be drawing a winter scene. This will probably be our last winter project, showing space. And I'm going to have you start with your pencil to do that. Above this fold line, see that fold line? Everything we're going to do first is above that line. Don't draw anything toward the bottom. And if it makes it easier for you, fold that paper backwards so only that top section is showing, and that way you won't be tempted to draw where you shouldn't. So we're only drawing in the top section, I'm going to start by drawing a simple, very, very simple winter tree. I'm going to do it like this. So that was a kind of a triangular shape, but it's zigzaggy on the bottom. And I'm going to keep adding to that, make my tree a little bit bigger. So diagonal lines coming out, and then that zigzag underneath. And I'm going to do this all the way down to my fold line. Just making that tree a little bit bigger each time. And right here, I could add the trunk of my tree if I want. I'm going to add a house over on this side of the paper. So I'm going to start with a rectangle for the roof. I'm going to bring it down and over. And then I want to build the side of my house. I'm drawing it all the way down to that fold line. You can make your house look any way you want to. It does not ever have to look exactly like mine, but we're going to add some details. And again, you are drawing with a pencil, despite the fact I'm using a marker so you can see better. Just adding in some windows. My house in my imagination is 2-story. So I've got small windows up top. And then I'm going to add a door. And maybe a big picture window. I always think it's a good idea to add detail, because the more detail you add, the more interesting that your picture becomes to someone who's looking at it. So I put a little window, one of those windows that you have way up high in your door. And I'm even going to go so far as to add some wood texture on my door, because I really want it to look very interesting. So little wood marks as if I've got a wooden door there. I think my door needs a frame, a door frame, because we know that a door hangs inside of something. So I'm going to add that door frame on there. And if I really want to go real cutesy, I might even come in here and add some shingles. And those are just like U's, right? We do bricks this way too. You put them off center on the second row so that that little piece that's going upwards is in the middle of the row below it. So they're not all lined up. You don't want them lined up where it's one solid line going up. So I add those shingles across there. And I'm going to stop there because this is going to be a winter scene. And I want to make it look like there's snow on my rooftop. So I'm going to add that line of snow up there. And then I'll go in and finish off my shingles across there. So now I've got my house. Maybe my house actually has a chimney up here. There's a mistake line there, so maybe I'll use that to kind of be a part of my chimney. So it doesn't look like a mess up line. No mistakes in art, we can fix them. And I'm gonna put lines there that I'm gonna turn into bricks, and I'm doing this kind of quickly, so definitely not the most nicest work. Doing the same kind of lines I did on my house, rooftop, that are gonna make bricks for my fireplace. And I wanna add more trees. I'm gonna have overlap. So I'm gonna come in with that V shape behind my house. So it looks like there's a big tree behind my house. And maybe there's another one over here that's going to be a little bit behind my existing tree. Always use an overlap. We know that overlap means that I don't draw when it would be behind something else, right? I stop when I hit a line. So now I've got a group of 3 trees. I actually want to fill my picture up really well, so I'm going to add another tree over here going off the page. These are super simple trees. And if I wanted to, I could add something else, or I could call it quits there. And we're going to color the whole thing. So we're going to take our time to add all kinds of color on there. After we finish coloring, we're going to open it up. And you're going to decide which side of this paper is going to be the ground. But before we do that, I want you to, down here at the bottom, fold up just a little piece. That piece is maybe an inch. I'm going to fold my paper in half. My drawing's on the inside, my paper's in half, and I'm going to just make, right at that fold line, a really irregular, bumpy little line. So I cut a piece of paper off. See that? Doesn't matter what it looks like. So that when I fold it up, see, that would be becoming part of my work. So this is going to be the ground, this part here. I'm going to add the bottom of my house. I might want to bring my stump down just a little. And now that I can see it in a little different way, I might want to add a tree trunk there and a tree trunk there, so it looks like my trees are planted on the ground. In fact, I would like to maybe add a snowbank in here, like it's drifty snow, right? I'm going to add, actually I don't need that in there, but that's okay. I'm going to add, what do I want to add here? I'm going to add I think I'm going to not add anything. I think I'm going to add a, think. I think I'm going to leave it just like that for just a second. I'm going to show you why. I'm going to cut this right up through here. And I'm going to overlap my drawing. See what I did? So coming off of that doorway, let me see where I can get so you can see it. I'm going to add a walkway. And I see now that I should have folded that a little bit more. So I'm going to refold those so they line up. And I'm going to recut my snow. I'm going to fold that back in half. Yeah. Fold it together again. And I'm going to recut that little snow bank. That's a snow bank. I didn't tell you that, did I? There we go. So now, once I colored this, I'm going to overlap it. And I have a little diorama that has that little snowbank in there. So we're going to color, we're going to cut, we got a snowbank on the end. I'm going to show you a finished one. And then we're going to add little 3-dimensional characters inside of our little diorama. So in this one, I added a snowman. I'm going to just use this piece of paper because it's a scrap. And I could draw my snowman right here on this scrap piece of paper. Eyes, mouth, his belly, and his bottom snowball. And then I'm going to add a rectangle, and I'm going to show you why that is in a minute. I'm not going to put sticks out that way because I'm going to be cutting this out. So I'm going to actually have those arms coming straight down, which is not very interesting, but based on the fact I want to be able to cut it out easier, it's going to be the smartest thing to do. I do want to add him a little orange nose. And when I cut this out, I want to leave that little rectangle down there. Trying to figure out how not to cut that little black piece off because it's so tiny, but it'll be all right. So I fold and cut and turn. If you turn your paper when you're cutting those curves, it's always easier. Just remember that, turn that paper, not your scissors. Paper turns much easier than scissors do, and it doesn't hurt your wrist as bad. Because when you try to turn those scissors, oh my goodness, does it ever hurt your wrist. I'm coming from this way on that because I know that that's a very thin piece of paper, and I don't want to accidentally cut it off. And this is why I left the little kickstand on there. I'm going to fold that forward. I'm actually going to use a little bit of blue because we've talked about snow sometimes has a blue look to it. And I'm going to color a little bit of that kickstand like it's a shadow. And I'm going to add this to the one I've already got made. But I put glue on the bottom of the kickstand. It's the bottom of the kickstand. And I'm going to add him to this one. And then I can glue him right down inside of my little 3D diorama winter scene. So there you have it. That's what we're making. That's what we're going to create today.